Hey everyone! This is a tutorial for how I made my study tracker. If you haven't watched my previous video where I made my little dashboard thing with my to-do list and my calendar, you should go check that out. Links in the description. Anyway, let's get into it. So here you can see I have an embedded Pomodoro timer. I have a tracker here where I can quickly access my to-do list, a timetable, and the full view here. And then there's a bigger version down here where I can quickly, add the tasks, put in all the stuff and things. And I have down here some music I can listen to while I study, some embedded YouTube videos, so I don't have to switch tabs between YouTube and Notion and all that blah blah blah. So let's start with the study session tracker. I'll go into this example thingy I made. So you're gonna add a table database. So the title property, this name property, whatever, is gonna be where you put your tasks. There, that's gonna be where your tasks are. And next off, you're gonna make your start date and your due date. So add a property and go to the date property. This is the date that you started working on the task. And due date, same damn thing. You gotta go add new property, date property. It's popped up already and suggested, so thank you Notion, you're smart for that. I like to have a start date and due date show before the tasks and make the little thingies really small. So then there you go. And next block is status. So you're gonna add a new property and go status. And the things that I like to add are not started, in progress, paused, for like when I have to pause my task because I don't freaking know, my mom called me for dinner or something. And incomplete, where I wasn't able to finish a task. And finish later. That's gonna be if I pause the task for a while and then I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna finish this later. And now, if you are a professional procrastinator, I don't recommend putting this here because then it's just gonna sit with finish later for 10,000 years. So if you are a professional procrastinator, don't do that. And next part is the priority thing. So add a new property, go the select property, and now add your values. There you go, now you have your priority. Next, we're gonna categorize a task. So make a select property and add some options. And next up, subject. So use a select property and type in all the subjects that you're studying as your values. There you go, now you have your subject thing. And now you're gonna move on to the timetable portion. This is where you'll record things like how long you're working, how long your breaks are, how many work sessions you're doing, all that razzle bedazzle. So first off, you're gonna add your work time. This is how much time you're gonna be working on your shit for. So this is a number property. And what I like to do is choose the ring thing for show as. The number in the divide by thing, add like the maximum number of minutes that you'd be willing to work for at a time. So for me, it's like 60 minutes, an hour. I will not be studying for longer than an hour at a time. Do the same damn thing for the break thing. Do number property, and for divide by here, it will be the longest amount of time you'd be willing to take a break. So for me, it's like 10 minutes, because I don't ever need longer than 10 minutes to take a break. For your session times, it is real plain and easy. Just do a freaking text property. So what I just do is put like which block I'm on. So for example, if I'm like on my first block and I started at like 6 p.m., I would type in 1 m dash 6 o'clock p.m. And if I ended my session at 6:30, put that little dash 6:30 p.m. So yeah, you're gonna have to manually type it. Also in here, you'd have to press shift and enter to go to a new line to put in other blocks. So my second block would be like 6:35 to, I don't know, 6:55. I don't feel like calculating time and numbers and shit right now, okay? Leave me alone. So there you go, there's your session times. It is tedious to manually type in the times, but it is what it is. And for the estimated and actual blocks, it's basically the same type of thing that you did with your work time and break time things. So you do a number property, do a ring, and your estimated blocks is how long you think it's going to take. And for the divide by value, put in the maximum number of work blocks you'd be willing to work before you say, nah, fuck this, I'm done. So I'm gonna just do 5. For actual blocks, same fucking thing. Just put in the same value for the divide by thing as the estimated blocks, because this number here is like, you will not surpass this amount of blocks before you get all burnt out and say, fuck this, I'm done. So actual blocks is how many blocks it actually took you to finish a task. So like, if I were to put in a task for like taking some notes or something, like I would estimate it to take 1 block's worth of work to complete, but if it takes 2 blocks, I would put 2 in the actual blocks thing and like 1 for the estimated one, because I guessed it would take 1 block's worth of work to do. So yeah, there's your timetable. And I also like to add a distractions column. It's just a freaking plain and simple text property. The reason I do this is so that I can like note down the things that distract me, so that in the future I can try to eliminate those distractions. So yeah, that's just something I do to try and help myself improve. Okay, now that we have the full tracker thing, now we're gonna do the little to-do list section. This is just like something you can have like as a quick to-do list. You're gonna figure out why I'm doing that later. So now do empty view. And then you go to properties. The properties that you have to hide are all the things related to like the blocks and time and stuff. So like hide all of the blocks that are work time, break time, actual blocks, estimated blocks, distractions, and session times. Because this view is only going to focus on what tasks you have. Then you're going to make the timetable view. For this one, you're going to hide the status, type, subject, and you're gonna leave priority up there. This is just for sorting purposes. And now we're gonna reorder the columns in here. So put priority at the very end and distractions right next to that. Well, I mean, honestly, you can do whatever the hell you want. It's your dashboard at the end of the day. That's just what I like to do. So now that you have that, we're gonna make some embeds. Now, as you can see with my study tracker over here, I have this in little 2 columns thing here, where one part of this is the timer and the other part is a little mini tracker thing, and then I have the full thing below, and then, you know, the YouTube videos. So let's do that. Now you're gonna put in a 2 columns block, and now you're gonna add your embed. So you have to go on Google and find a Pomodoro Timer website. What I'm using is studywithme.io. So then you're gonna copy the link to the website, go back to Notion, and paste it. And paste as embed. There you go. And now for this other column here, you're going to put your Pomodoro tracker, but smaller. So for that, you need to click on the big one and click copy link. This is going to copy your block here. And then you go into the other column and then you paste it. And then you select paste as linked database view. And when this thing pops up, you need to select all your views. So select the full thing first when that pop-up shows up. and then press the plus and table, link it to your database. There you go. Here it is. And also, you should put the big one below these two things. But for the YouTube ones, it's really simple. You just do 2 columns. Go to here. Oh yeah, by the way, you don't have to do the 2 columns because I have 2 different things of music, but if you only have one that you like to use, you just don't put the columns. So then you get your YouTube link, paste it in, embed video, and there you go. Yippee! Now you have your little study dashboard. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it made any damn sense. Like and subscribe for more videos. I make a little bit of everything, so you'll have quite the variety. I'm sure my next video will be part 3 of my, I guess you could call this a series of how I made my content creating dashboard, so look forward to that. Alright, love you guys, bye!